Hey, what is up, guys? It is Holy Basil back with another voiceover, and here I am a couple days ago doing a lower body workout, doing some RDLs, trying to grow this peach, baby. I think I got 320 on the bar. Feeling pretty good, to be honest. I know a couple weeks ago I did 405 for a couple. I think I might ramp back up, just focus on some repetition, and I think 3 sets of 4 to 6 here, and I'm feeling pretty good, to be honest. Weight is about 212 to 215. I've been trying to throw back some calories, trying to get dense, baby. Now, me being a 90s baby, I don't know when you guys were born, the majority of y'all watching, but there's that show Ed, Edd n Eddy, and there's a character called Plank. I didn't watch the show that much. I just remember specifically that character from my childhood. Recently, I was working out listening to this Caleb Gordon song. He's a Christian rapper called Same Sin. And as he was saying, take the plank out of your eyes, I saw the little 2x4 that I use in my home gym for elevating my bench and also for doing calf raises, and it just all kind of came together stupidly. So, the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verses 3 through 5 says, "Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, 'Let me take the speck out of your eye,' when all the time there's a plank in your own eye? You hypocrite! First take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye." Now, you don't have to be a Christian to understand what the passage here is saying, and basically not to be a hypocrite, that we all have our struggles or sins or skeletons in our closet, whatever you'd like to call it, and that it's usually something bigger than what we're pointing out in other people. So with the comparison of a sawdust, meaning very small, if that was in front of your eye, you could see pretty well. Maybe not in your eye, but if you had a plank in front of your eye, you couldn't see that well, so it makes you blind in a sense. I find myself guilty of this comparison because whether I hear somebody that's cheating on their wife or an alcoholic, whatever it might be, I find myself initially saying, "Oh, how could they do that?" And as a Christian, we know that for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And it doesn't matter really how you miss, and that we're not perfect. So I have no comparison and no room to judge because I have my own sins. If I hate my neighbor, I basically murdered. If I lust after a woman, I basically committed adultery against my wife. So it sets a new standard, like I've talked about before. And that's unacceptable. Now the question is, how do I combat this temptation to compare or to disregard the plank in my own eye? And I believe it to be in Luke chapter 18, verses 9 through 14. And it's the story of the Pharisee and the tax collector. And a Pharisee is just one of the old Jewish groups that were focused on the law. But it reads, "He also told this parable to some who trusted themselves that they were righteous and treated others with contempt. 2 men went up into the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee, standing by himself, prayed thus, 'God, I thank you that I am not like other men, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week. I give tithes of all that I get.' But the tax collector, standing far off, would not even lift up his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast, saying, 'God, be merciful to me, a sinner.' I tell you, this man went down to his house justified, rather than the other. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, but the one who humbles himself will be exalted." And what I take from that parable is the importance of humility and approaching God's presence without any pride, and to know how wicked that we are without Him, and to just acknowledge our brokenness. So if you're hearing this today and you don't know Jesus, I pray that this would be a wake-up call for you to understand that true Christians won't be judging, they won't be hypocritical, and that you can follow Christ and be loving and display Christ-like attributes. If you're listening to this and you do know God, pray this would be an encouragement for us to show humility and love to people. Hope y'all enjoyed the message. Peace.